So for this video, we're going to be talking about sports car racing, Le Mans style cars primarily. None of these cars are Lego. There is one of these that has sort of a Lego contemporary. It's the same model car, but I don't have the Lego one here. My son actually has it, but he's 2 states away at the moment, so I can't show it to you. But we'll be talking about these cars kind of in their historic order, beginning with the 917, which I have here. And I will show you more of, oh, a piece just fell off. And we'll talk about that too. Whoops, it fell on the floor. Here it is, the legendary and sturdy. Oh my gosh. We're gonna have to talk about this. Here it is, the legendary Porsche 917K. The K stands for Kurz, which means short tail. There's a long tail version called, well, the LH, which is for long heck. It raced in Le Mans in 1970 and won the race, and then set up a dominating era in modern sports car racing. And really, you can see the current cars trace their lineage back to this one. Now we're going to talk about the actual Lego here. Well, okay, again, these aren't Lego. These were all purchased from AliExpress, and they run about $15 each. So I think that's a pretty good price for what you get. This one is kind of fragile. So first let's pick it up, and I'm going to show you that this isn't really something you would play with necessarily, but it does capture the look of the 917 well. There's that very low front with the giant headlights, and then the cockpit. Of course, the well-known weird mustard colored top of the engine there, and then the back, oh, we're a little droopy here, kind of has that gantry sort of look, which isn't nearly as closed in as in modern cars. And I've kind of knocked these out a little bit. What's interesting about this particular construction, and well, all of these really, is that they use a lot of really clever building techniques. And that is probably the reason why I find these the most interesting, is because they're not just thrown together sets. They really have a lot of thought into how they're put together. Now that said, this was the first one I built, and it came out the worst. So I learned a lot along the way. We'll just pop off some of these pieces. They're pretty loose, and you can kind of see, it's real interesting how they go together, right? And we'll pull that off. And then here is, oh, I should show you the cockpit area. Nicely done, seat in there. Now this particular one didn't come with a minifig. In fact, none of the ones I have came with minifigs, but I will show you that on the sticker sheets, they came with stickers, they're included. So if you had a generic or an extra minifigure, you could use the stickers that came to create the appropriate uniform for the drivers. Now I'll show you the biggest mistake on this one. It's pretty easy to spot. I did not realize when I put this on that this was not cut out, the window. I should have cut it out so that you would get a better look. And I didn't notice that, unfortunately. Each of these came with 2 sticker sheets, and I didn't notice this issue until the second one. This is actually the second try to get this on, because it's so hard. There's no landmarks, so lining these up so that they're centered on a curved piece is very tricky. And I just, on the first car, I botched it, or on the first sticker on the first car, I botched it. I redid the sticker, and then I was like, oh wait, no, I forgot to cut out the window. So I recommend that you get a very, very sharp knife, a razor of some kind to do that. But I think there were only 2 of them that were like that. This was one of them. So I'm tempted to buy another one of these in a different livery, knowing that I can get a second sticker. Anyway, so we've looked at that, and I'm going to pull off the side here so you can see how that's attached. And again, you can kind of strip this down. That came off differently, but they're obviously the same assembly. But just so you can kind of see how they go. I mean, it sort of has that air duct in the nose, although on this car, it's of course a sticker that makes that effect there. This is showing you the Martini colors. With all of these cars, the way that I assembled them was to first put them together and then go back and do the stickers with like an alcohol wipe on the parts. But it does kind of have that tub look like a race car would have. So anyway, very interesting. Well, that's the 917, and I think, well, I will show you this. This is like super fussy. The combination of these side pods And these, I guess these blades to demark the back of the cockpit, oh my gosh, so fragile, always falling off, which is why this isn't really a great plaything, because this whole back, these back pieces all want to come off all the time. None of these come with paper instructions, but what they come with is a link to a PDF. Now this might vary depending on who you buy it from. I won't send links or include links because I just can't. There's so many variables as to what's available when. But when you do get them, what you'll notice is that the instructions are very much done in the Lego style, and they include where the decals go and things like that. And I find them very easy to follow. There was, in the case of the Jaguar, and I think in the case of the 956, some questions about colors sometimes because they were a little bit off. And if I can find it, I will give you another example. So you'll see on the Ferrari, that is black, not yellow. So sometimes there's weird little things like that. But otherwise, these are very easy to follow. You could print them out if you really needed to. Well, I hope you enjoyed this little tour through my Lego race car garage, even though, as we discussed, they're not Lego. But gosh, they're pretty cool. And I hope that you are going to be watching IMSA and finding yourself some interesting things to build regardless of who makes them.